So Ernie Boch, our guest, full transparency.
Yeah.
I've been friends with Ernie Boch personally for, God, how long now?
10, maybe 10 years.
Oh,
10 years.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
And we have, this might not be the show for it, but we do have some memories that we've created, and that would probably be more appropriate for a different show. But it's awesome to have you here, Ernie. Thank you for
Yeah.
taking time out of your day.
Yeah, I'm a fan, you know that.
I do. You know what? Ernie texts me every now and then. He goes, dude, listen to the show. It was really good. Every now and then, though, he'll have a pointer for me.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, you could have let Rob talk more.
Yeah.
And
It's a great point, Ernie. Thank you. And probably also wear a shirt and
man, look better.
yeah. Yeah.
So Ernie, for our listeners, if you wouldn't mind giving us the super short version of
Sure, yeah.
you.
I'm a Boston guy, born and bred, third generation in the automotive business. My father was like the Cal Worthington of the Northeast, if you know what I mean.
And his dog Spot.
Yeah. And, and I grew up in the automotive industry, but I have other interests. I've got a music foundation called Music Drives Us.
I blame Gary.
Gary? That was
I have
the greatest.
In the past, I've been in the same room with you.
Rob, he's been in he told me that.
I've been
And
in the same room. You were at the John Varvatos store getting a suit, maybe a few years before the Grammys.
Yeah. I kind of remember, I had I think I was supposed to go to the Emmys or something. And, my publicist said something like, you can, I got a discount at the Barbados store.
Well,
so I went in.
You probably have a card, right?
No, I didn't have anything fancy like that. I didn't have any special deals.
They give out discount cards to friends. It's a great store. You have good taste in suits, by the way.
I appreciate it. Yeah, that was. I always thought that was kind of a special. That's when I felt like a big timer.
That's when you felt
store.
like a rock star.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
Ernie, can you tell us real quick how your grandfather started the business? Correct.
I took over and I bought some dealerships, sold some dealerships. Right now, I'm a Ferrari Maserati dealer. And also I import Subarus to the 6 states of New England. That's really where the heavy lifting is.
Wow.
So every Subaru goes through you for the 6 states.
For the 6 states of New England. Yeah. And it's kind of cool because, right now in New England, the top selling car is Toyota. The second best selling car is Honda. And the third best selling car is Subaru. So we kick everybody's ass except for Toyota and Honda.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Now, you'd mentioned to me you just got back from a trip. Real quick, Ernie. When I go on a trip, it's to a place and then I come home. I go for a few nights.
Yeah.
I come home.
That's a lot of people do.
Right.
That.
I go out to dinner when I'm out. I might have a drink.
Yeah.
I may smoke a joint.
What?
Nothing. But
yeah.
Ernie's trip is a little bit different. If you could tell us kind of where you went, Ernie, and what that was about.
Okay. Well, once a year, I go to Japan to meet the guys that run Subaru, Fuji Heavy Industries. The top guys. I go there because I'm a distributor, and we talk about the new product that's coming, look at new product, get to see the vehicles in clay. So if they want to make any changes, they can make some changes. So I always go to Japan, and then Ferrari introduced the new F80. I don't know if Rob, if you're into Ferraris, but they introduced.
I mean, I have a great appreciation for these cars, but I don't know them well enough. I'm not that savvy.
Right. So on the way to Japan, I stopped in Italy to see the premiere of the Ferrari, and then I was out with the Hollywood Vampires a year ago. You know the Hollywood
Alice
Vampires?
Cooper band.
Yeah.
That's Johnny Depp, Joe Perry, and Alice Cooper.
Oh my gosh.
And I was out for a month with them. And as a matter of fact, they let me be a vampire for a night, and I sat in with them. And a couple of the guys from the band go to this really cool tailor in Germany. So I went to the tailor in Germany, and then we're heading towards India because our new tech company is based in India. But you can't really get from Germany to India without stopping, gas, rest the cruise. So we stopped in Qatar. I had never been to Qatar. They air conditioned the outside in Qatar. It was amazing. Then we went I went to India, been to India a bunch of times in Hyderabad. And because I have this thing that Subaru does, we call it the love promise. We adopted a slum. I mean, there's no other way to say it. There's slums in India. Serious slums. Bill, caste system, the whole deal. Heartbreaking. So we're going to take this slum that's closest to the corporate office, and we're going to bring in building materials, and we're going to really take care of them. Then I went to Japan, met with the Japanese guys, talked about the new electric, this and that. You know, they're going to be forced because the last administration wanted electric. In the United States, it's less than 9%, and that's only propped up by California, which is over 20%. Nobody really wants electric. I hate to say it. You know, the ICE, the internal combustion gas engines are really what the public wants and what they want to buy. So we talked about that. And then I had been to South Vietnam. I had never been to North Vietnam. So kind of on the way home, stopped in North Vietnam for a bit. It was cool.
So, man, that's a tour of a lifetime. Holy cow. And
he does that every year.
Doing incredible stuff too. I'm really I'm glad to hear, you know, you're helping out in the neighborhoods back in India. I mean, I know that I mean they made a movie called Slumdog Millionaire, so I know the slums exist there and the caste system. Yeah.
The real slums are worse than that movie. If you can even that movie was, you know, that movie was so bad, but the real thing is worse.
Yeah, I think people don't realize that India, their population is just around or just over 1 billion.
It's crazy. It's so many people and not a lot of space to do stuff.
No, but also I find what you do, you know, for a living. I mean, I love how diversified you are. First of all, as far as you're kind of a Renaissance man as far as music and cars and philanthropy and all these wonderful things. But cars are a fascinating thing. To be able to go over to Japan and converse with this manufacturer who's got all these cars and clays, and they want input, and you get to have a say, and you get to talk about the state of the industry as far as electric versus combustion. Because I'm sure you have more than enough research and data to show what the consumer wants. And that's probably, I would imagine, I always thought it would be a hybrid. I always thought hybrid made the most sense to me.
Hybrid is the next. Hybrid is the good in-term technology. But the end game is hydrogen. The end game is hydrogen. Yes, hydrogen. Forget this electric, forget this hybrid. Hydrogen is the end game.
Dude,
hydrogen. I would not have guessed that I wouldn't have guessed that ever.
That's why he's in an auto salon and we're behind a desk.
Very true.
Mercedes is they abandoned it for a while, but you've got Toyota doing it and you got BMW doing it. That's when they actually have a hybrid. Toyota has a hybrid car that they sell in Southern California, and they have hydrogen stations, and it's been an experiment for about 10 years on the DL, and it soon will be what we do. And the air that goes into the car comes out cleaner in the exhaust.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's amazing. So for me, whenever we talk about new energy sources other than combustion, right? To me, okay, you know, electric's great, all these things are great, but there's no infrastructure set. Like, I have a Tesla. I would not enjoy taking that Tesla to Vegas.
Right.
But, I mean, even though there's a place to stop out there in Baker or wherever, you know, but I still have a 25, 30-minute charge behind a huge line of people. that's add on
What's a pain in the ass?
another hour basically to get it charged up to get me there. Then when I'm there, I got to charge there. That's fine. We all have to get gas and stuff. But the combustion engine, I could set off for a trip across the country and not worry or be panicked because I know the infrastructure's there.
Right.
So the hydrogen is interesting to me because I think, okay, great, if you can make that technology work, but there's no infrastructure for a hydrogen.
No, this is how it's going to work. Good question. This is how it's going to work. At first, you're going to have the hydrogen man come and deliver to the tank in your house. That's at the beginning, okay? The Chinese now, when you have a hydrogen car, you pull up to the hydrogen station, they pull the hydrogen fuel tank out and they put another one in. It's crazy how far ahead they are. But the hydrogen man will fill it. And then eventually what's going to happen is as you drive, you're going to suck hydrogen out of the air and convert it in the vehicle so you'll never have to stop.
What?
Oh, you're freaking me. You're freaking me out. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's one of those quantum leaps.
So,
that's one of those things that are going to change the whole world. Now, hold on. I do have to back up real quick. I'm old school. Was it or was it not hydrogen that was in the Hindenburg?
Helium.
That wasn't helium. It was hydrogen.
It was a hydrogen.
Well, even if it was hydrogen, it's a whole new world. It's a whole new thing now. They have it under control. It's not like that anymore.
Okay. All right. Good.
My question is this: if we get to the point where you don't have to refuel your car and it's just sort of self-perpetuating.
That's amazing.
Are they going to? Are the cars? The cost of the car will it be more because you won't be, because you're going to be paying for that ability to just keep going?
At first, they're going to be more, and like everything else, they're going to come down in price. Like everything else. Right now, you've got Jim Farley, who's the cousin of Chris Farley, highest-ranking guy at Ford. The highest-ranking guy. He's the first guy running Ford that wasn't a Ford.
Wow.
And he's in China right now negotiating for the Chinese cars to come to the U.S. The Chinese cars have always been, they'll never come to the U.S. They don't have the quality. They don't have this. They don't have that. Well, right now they're kicking everybody's ass, and he's over there trying to get it through. So it's you thought that the industry was in a little flux 5, 6, 7 years ago. It is up for a major rehaul over the next 10 years.
That's amazing. I mean, that really is.
It's crazy.
It's going to change the landscape of the world, the way we do everything. I would imagine too. Now, again, I'm just guessing here because I'm not an expert in this at all. But you're going to get or the hydrogen folks, or the hydrogen car maker, this perpetual energy source. They're going to get some major pushback from fossil fuel.
By the time it's ready to go, everybody will be on the same page. Everyone will be on the same page. Absolutely.
Do you think there's a day, it's probably 50 years from now, but there's a day when these hydrogen engines and self-perpetuating hydrogen engines, have the kind of horsepower and juice to fly planes?
I don't know, but you've got the Army the Navy that's had hydrogen destroyers out that haven't come home in 5 years.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Hey, Ernie,
that's amazing.
I know where you are because I've stayed at your place, and it's by the way, his place is an entire block. He didn't buy a home. He bought the block.
God bless.
Because that's what you do.
That's what you do.
That's what you do.
Yep.
And I notice you are in what you have dubbed the auto salon. Where you have events, right? And it's a multi-purpose room, right?
Yeah, it's good. I just had an event called Wine, Watches, and Wheels with a local DJ here in Boston, and we raise money for my foundation, Music Drives Us, and we raise money for the Greg Hill Foundation. We used to raise money, Darren. I used to raise money with you at my pool.
With the radio station.
We used to have, now just to show you how times have changed, we used to have what we called the Bikini contest. So from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., we would get, we'd find 15 girls. And during that 6 to 10 morning radio show, we would crown Miss Bikini. And,
it was awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really good. Times have changed. Hey, maybe they'll be back. Who knows?
Let's bring it back. Hey, Ernie, would you mind, you see, I noticed you're on your phone. Would you mind taking us around the auto salon for a moment and showing us a couple of your favorites?
Sure, yeah,
Watch
yeah.
this.
This has got a really cool one. Yeah, let me switch it.
I mean, just the background looked amazing.
Oh, bro. It's
Oh, look at that.
This is a taste.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't consider myself a collector. I consider myself a preservationist. Some of these vehicles, if nobody saves them, they're just gone. These are all the 12-cylinder Ferraris over the last
That was one of those F80s, that red one back there, wasn't it?
No, this is a SF90.
Oh, okay. Wow,
SF90.
they're all just so beautiful.
Look at this. This is very interesting. Look at that. Look at the government forced them to do that.
What are we looking at?
It's got a little hybrid engine. They needed to keep the gas mileage down.
Amazing. I don't think you're really concerned about mileage at that point.
Oh
right, but the government's concerned with the overall mileage. But let me say, I just got this vehicle back from a 5-year restoration.
Wow.
This is a 1976 Maserati Camzen.
How rare is that car?
They only made about 157, and very few of them have survived.
Oh my god!
And it's pristine.
It's pristine. It's better than it went new because the Maserati brothers were a little funky.
By the way, Ernie is the kind of guy. And there's a guy who works for Ernie named Bobby.
Yeah.
Bobby maintains the property and all the things. Every single thing at Ernie's house, or every screw, every door handle, everything works. It like how you a rattly door handle, dude.
That's my whole house.
Everything is precision there. It's awesome.
It's like German engineering everywhere.
1970 Lamborghini Espada, original owner Malcolm Forbes.
Come on. What? This is amazing.
They made 14 of these vehicles.
Oh my gosh. That is so beautiful.
Isn't it crazy? This is the 70s. Welcome to the 70s.
Unbelievable.
You are a preservationist. It's like a time capsule.
You are a preservationist.
65,
look at these.
65 Ferrari 330 GT.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know this car, the Pantera?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the Pantera is one of the coolest vehicles in the entire world.
This is a 1973 Pantera. And that gentleman from Canada, the coffee guy, Tim Horton?
Tim Horton?
Yeah, Horton.
Timmy Houghton.
Yeah, Houghton.
Okay. He died in a 73 Pantera. Not this one.
No.
But this is the car he was driving when he died because these old cars are so unsafe, it's ridiculous.
Oh my God.
It was too much muscle proportionate to the vehicle weight and size, right? That's why they were always out of control.
No airbag, no safety equipment, nothing.
And just too much muscle, right? So when they got out of control, there was nothing you could do.
Nothing you can do. Right now, the electronics will save you. Some of these cars, if it goes sideways, the electronics will save you.
Unbelievable.
Look at those cars, dude.
This is probably one of the most beautiful collections I've ever seen.
Now Ernie,
this is a tribute to the 1964 psychedelic Lennon Rolls Royce.
Oh my gosh.
That's hand painted, right?
This was painted by Dave Can Dig It. I don't know if you know him. He's got a show called Bitchin' Rides.
Yeah.
Dave personally painted this. Season 8, last 4 episodes.
Did he did your other Pantera, correct?
Yeah, I mean, if you got a second, I can walk down and show you.
Yes, we have a second, and I think Gary, the gentleman who's handling the tech on this thing, I think Gary, you saw that episode, right?
Oh yeah, I saw the one that he painted the Rolls Royce as well. He's done a couple on this.
Oh, that's awesome!
It's awesome.
Yeah, we did the Pantera and the Rolls Royce in the 4 episodes. in the
That's
4
my favorite
episodes.
car, by the way, right there, the black and green Bentley.
Yeah, this is a 2015 GT3R. It is.
That's the one.
That looks like the Hornet, the green
Dude,
Hornet.
that thing is so sexified.
Yeah, and rear seat delete to save weight.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, let's see that Pantera. Hey Ernie, what's this is just a sample of the cars that you've collected, right? There's more cars somewhere else?
Right. Yes, and there's always something being done and moving.
Oh, that's Ferrari.
This is the Monza SP2. This is part of the Icona series of for Ferrari.
Can you tell us about the windshield on this car?
The cool technology on this vehicle is there is a virtual windshield. See the little windshield on this side? You can see it. You're so low that works. Here, this is a virtual windshield. Air comes up here to protect the driver.
That's insane.
It's psycho, dude. Now, real quick, there's the Pantera. Look at this thing. So he had it lengthened.
That looks like a jet engine.
Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely.
Look at that.
Crazy.
So you had it lengthened for you because you're not a short person.
Right, because Dave does custom stuff, so we did a lot of customization for this vehicle, and then there's me playing with Johnny Depp when I was a vampire.
That's awesome! Look at that.
Ernie was in a band
okay. With Joe Perry.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
It's a rough life, just rocking and having awesome cars.
Hey, rocking and rolling and amazing cars. You're living the dream. You're living the dream.
So that was it. I mean, I don't know how.
That's beautiful.
Give me here, but I'm honored to be here. Let me.
Well, you know what I appreciate. I got to say, I hope you're still with us there, Ern.
Yeah.
What I appreciate is obviously I have a great appreciation for the car collection and your wealth of knowledge about cars, obviously, but I also appreciate the philanthropy.
Yeah, man. His Music Drives Us program. He's a musician.
Yeah.
He's a businessman, but a musician at heart.
Yeah.
And he gives back to the music community, to the schools, and promoting music programs. He's very invested in his neighborhood and in Boston. And he's just, and I'm sorry to stroke you, Ernie, but I just have to say, like, from being able to be around it a little bit it's inspiring for me. It's awesome to see how many people he touches in the best way, like
in his community,
just bringing people up,
especially in his community, because the number one thing that's schools detract first is the arts.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Absolutely. So I'm glad to see that. I wish I would have known. I was in Boston literally just last week, doing the Marine Corps luncheon up there.
Next time you're there,
what was the venue you were at?
I was staying at the Seaport Hotel right there on downtown, and then like just a block away was this big arena, or not arena, but this big ballroom type place. I don't even know what it was, but there was about 2,000, 2,500 Marines.
It wasn't your place.
So you were in one of the big places in the Seaport. I have 2 theaters in Boston. I have the Bach Center, which is the Wang Theater, holds 3,500, and the Schubert Theater, which holds 1,500.
Oh my gosh, that's all. I think I didn't perform at one of those, but back in the day when I was touring, I did play in Boston at the Wilbur. Have you heard of the Wilbur?
Yeah, it's literally next to my theater. Bill Blumenreich runs that.
Well, look, hey, next
That's
time, Rob, you're out that way, I'll connect you two. I think you guys would have a good time.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's amazing.
Anytime.
So cool. So tell me, what can you tell me? And I am curious about this because I just am. What can you tell me about Subaru? Because Subaru makes a good car, the kind of car that lasts forever.
They do.
And I'm in the market. I may be shopping for my daughter. She needs a car when she graduates college that's going to last her for basically her 20s. You got a recommendation?
And what I'll do now? I mean, you know, when you don't know you, Rob, you know, people that don't know you, that just have a media perception of you, we call you Riggle. What do you like to be called?
Riggle. That's what everybody calls me.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay. But what I can do is, no matter where you are in the United States, I can get you a VIP delivery.
Come on.
Come on. You can put VIP in front of anything. I'm down.
Yep, he's a VIP. He loves it.
Yeah, you just tell me the closest dealership to your daughter or the dealership that you want to do business with, and I'll pave the way.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Man,
that's fantastic.
So nice. Thank you.
Well, but I do, at some point, whether it's now or offline, I do want to get your opinion on which vehicle you think is the best in the family of vehicles that you guys got.
Well, it depends. I mean, how old is she?
She's 21. She'll be 21 in a couple months.
Cross-track. All the girls love the cross-track. My daughter drives the cross-track. It's the right vehicle.
See? It's almost like, do you ever see the movie City Slickers?
Yeah.
When the ice cream brothers, they could name the perfect ice cream to go with any meal.
Totally.
He immediately knew. I said 21. He goes, yeah, cross-track.
It's not even an opinion. Yeah. He's like, that's the fact.
That's the fact, Jack.
That's a good-looking car.
That is a good-looking car. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah.
Oh, and look at the price. It's totally reasonable.
And it gets crazy miles per gallon, and it's so safe. It's you know, Subaru has taken the safe aspect away from Volvo. Volvo used to be, hey, we're the safest car and this and that. No, Subaru is the safest car.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. Subaru, that's the kind of what they hang their hat on is their safety record, which is fantastic.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I have one question for you before we bone out here. So you told me a story. You know, you mentioned you go to Japan and you meet with the people at Subaru and all the Japanese executives.
Yeah.
You, don't take this the wrong way, don't look like a typical car executive, right? So when you walk in that room, what's the vibe?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. I've been going to these meetings with the Japanese since 1986. Wow. And in the 80s, the Japanese were so buttoned down. I mean, they're buttoned down now, but it was like that movie Gun Ho. You know,
I remember that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was just like that. And over the years, because I meet with the top guys and I go every single year, over the years, I've ditched the suit. I just basically, I mean, what I'm wearing now, I could meet with them because it's not about that anymore. With me, they know I respect them. We are partners. My performance allows me to dress this way.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's great.
That's what you want. That's what you try to achieve. That's what everybody's trying to achieve. That's awesome.
You don't have to say anything if you deliver.
Always deliver the goods first. Take care of business first.
Well, Ernie, man, thank you for your time.
This has been so cool. It's so cool to meet you, and I appreciate you showing us around. That is the most impressive collection I've ever seen. It really is. It's unbelievable.
Next time we can get into some guitars if you want.
That's amazing.
You know what? We're going to hold you to it. Thanks so much, Ernie. That was awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Ernie. It was a real pleasure meeting you. Thank you.
All right, thanks, John. Yeah.
All right, Ernie.
See ya.
I'll call you later.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Nice to meet you.
Dude, that guy.
So cool.
That guy.
That is probably one of the more impressive one of the most impressive car collections I've ever seen in my life, man.
That's a portion.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's just scratching the surface. But that's a lifetime too. Now, this is a family business, right?
Yes.
So this has been acquired over
I don't think so.
Decades.
I think this is an Ernie thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what I think. I mean, I'll
clarify. The reason I say this because I saw a lot of the cars from the 60s and 70s.
He loves the old cars.
Yeah.
I was over his house. You know my girl, Jessica.
Yeah.
We were at his house one day. I needed to go get a pair of shoes, tennis shoes, because I think I lost them somehow. And I said to Ernie,
hold on. We got to dig into that a little bit, right?
I want to, but at the same time, I'm a little scared to. But you know what? You're right. I think it demands that we ask.
Have you ever lost anything? No?
Not a pair of shoes.
Pair of shoes?
Hey, man.
If it was one shoe, I would have let you keep moving.
Okay.
But you
You
lost
lost them.
both of them?
Yeah.
Sometimes you have a night and you misplace shoes.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
But it is, because it happened to me. I'm the victim here.
Please don't take victim status.
I am the victim of someone's shoe thievery.
Is that what happened? You think someone stole
So
your
wait,
shoes?
it started with they were lost. And now they've been stolen?
I didn't want to have to admit that I lost them. Okay, I lost my shoes, guys. Anyway, we are getting off topic. The topic is
How a
needed
person
shoes.
loses their shoes.
I needed budget. So I said, Ernie, do you mind if I take? Because he has a Subaru at his house, right?
Yeah.
I said, and it's very, very not fancy. Like, so Ernie he owns his own jet.
Yeah.
You know, like he's that guy.
Yeah.
You'd never
No,
know.
he's living the American dream, by the way.
Yes.
People, that's
and
what-
he's a
there's nothing wrong with that.
no, and I am happy for him and all that. So I said, hey, do you mind if I take the Subaru?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to go to Foot Locker. I need
Barefoot.
Well, no,
No, I got it. Barefoot. You're in a Subaru and you're barefoot and you're going to Foot
no,
Locker.
but no, I'm not in the Subaru.
This is a classic Darren story. by the
He
way.
says to me, no, he says, no, don't take the Subaru. And I was like, oh, he goes, I got something better. He goes, meet me out front in 10 minutes. So I mentioned earlier, there's a guy named Bobby who oversees his property.
Sure.
He calls Bobby, bring out the X, Y, and Z, whatever the car. And I'm thinking, dude, we're gonna be cruising to Foot Locker in a sled, right? Like we're gonna roll up, and people are gonna be like,
Yeah, what's up?
why are they here?
Yeah.
And I walk out in front, and there's a car, and it's not much longer than this table, dude. It's seriously a tiny car.
Yeah.
He's about 6'4".
Yeah.
So he goes, check it out, and I'm looking at this thing. I'm like, I don't know what this is, and he tells me the year, the make, the model. I can't remember, but dude, he goes,
Is it one of those little chop short cars that's electric?
It was no. It's
looks
an
like a-
old car,
Looks like a
tiny
Lego car?
It looks like a toy.
Yeah.
And so somehow we all squeeze in, and he's telling us, Jessica and I, about the car, and all I'm doing is I'm marveling that a 6'4" dude got in this tiny machine. But it just goes to show you, like, you know, he's got access to every single car. You know that Le Mans, that Ferrari?
Yeah.
That's one of 5 Ferraris that you can buy. Well, you can't buy them. We can't buy them. You have to be invited and vetted, and you can't buy number 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. You have to buy 1 in order to buy 2. You have to have 1 and 2 to get 3. You have to have 1 through 3. You cannot just go.
That's a whole different world, man.
It's
a different world.
It's next level.
Yeah.
But I guess my point is, he can drive anything he wants, and the thing that turns him on is this little tiny rare car that you would never think, you know, it would compete.
Yeah.
As far as sexiness or coolness,
Well,
but to
that's
him it is. And
that's the thing, though. When you have the most beautiful cars in the world,
Mm-hmm.
You have a collection of them, or you have access to them. I'm sure you do kind of. Once that garden is full, you kind of look around and go, well, let me look at the odd ones or the
What's interesting
ones, or how does this work? I could see that. That would be probably oddly a natural progression.
Yeah, it's neat, man. You know, to see, to know somebody who has the success that he has, but for somebody to be so down to earth and so, you know, you just spoke with him. He's just rad.
Yeah. Well, I do love the fact that he's a musician as well, and he gives back to the arts and schools, you know, around him, because that is something that gets cut first in school budgets. Is the arts, you know, and music and theater are the first ones to get axed.
Yeah.
And I listen. You know, if you do have to trim, I understand why those are, you know, because you need reading, writing, you know, arithmetic. You need the primaries. I get that, but I think every school should have the arts.
I agree,
because I think that's just as important.
I think that kids who don't
they don't. I understand why they do what they do, but
right.
I'm not saying I like it. I don't, but I understand why they do it. And so when programs come in to enhance or augment those art programs and keep them alive, I love that.
Yeah, it's awesome. You know, I think, like, you know, there's a lot of kids who, you know, they don't dig the academics. They don't dig that stuff. And if they don't have an outlet at school, like the arts, like music or drama or whatever it is, That's a recipe for like, well, let's go get in some trouble.
Well, I agree. I've always thought that school is so much more than just academics, which is hilarious to say.
It is.
But it is like athletics and artist.
Social.
Yeah, the AAA, right? Academics, artists, and athletics, or the arts and athletics. Those three kind of make the triad for education, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
They really do, because you learn so much from each one. You know, you really can. And like you said, if you're strong in one, it allows the other two to at least function.
Yeah.
Right? And you become a more whole person, in my opinion.
I agree.
If you're, whether it's arts, whether it's athletics, become part of a team, learn how to, self-discipline. There's so much that goes with it. And then, of course, academics you need just to have a puncher's chance in this world.
To know what you're reading.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know why I'm talking about, we were talking about
Programs.
Yeah, Ernie's charitable programs there. I love it. That's so cool to meet someone like that who's obviously done very well in life and is enjoying it, but at the same time giving back.
He genuinely seems to be enjoying life.
And you met him because he's a fan of your music as well. You guys rock out together, and so that's always a cool thing for you to meet all these folks. Because you meet folks. You met Ernie, who lives up in the Northeast. We met your buddy down in the Southeast. We met all kinds of people that you know through your music.
Yeah, it's been a great, cool ride. I mean, I met you through music.
Yeah, that's very true. I came and saw you performing in Vegas.
Yep, with my shoes on.
You did have your shoes on.
Yep, I didn't lose them that day.
Yeah, those were. I think they were double strapped on. Someone had actually taped them onto your feet.
Yes.
You look like a football player almost because your ankles were wrapped around.
Yeah. Well, I had duct tape, the gray duct tape around them. I can't believe you remember that.
Yeah. Well, I remember thinking and thinking to myself, it's so unusual that he would tape his shoes to his feet.
Did you think also how smart is that he's not going to lose them?
Not at the time, not at the moment, but now I do. Now I look back and I'm like, I know what's up.
Thanks.
And that was way to think ahead.
I appreciate it. Gary.
Yeah.
You ever tape up your shoes?
Sure don't. Also never lost a pair.
That's interesting.
That's very braggadocious of you.
I don't think so.
Maybe.
I think that's very common. I think that's commonplace.
You think it's more common to not lose shoes?
Yes. I think it's rare to lose shoes. I think it's normal not to lose shoes.
Well, then I'm not normal.
No news there.
Noted. Claire, have you ever lost any shoes?
Maybe like flip-flops, but no, I don't think so.
Then that's a maybe.
Like I found them again, though.
Yeah. Pretty quickly, I'd imagine.
I don't know where my shoes went.
That's so disturbing.
I know.
I got to Disneyland one time, and my son didn't have shoes.
Oh.
And that was
Did he lose them?
We don't know what happened.
Exactly. Now, hold on. You come at me real judgy. And now we're talking
I'm not coming at you, judgy.
Now we're talking about your boy.
Hold on, Darren. I have a question
Darren.
real fast before we get going on this. Were you 9 at the time that this happened?
And actually, it was more like 5. But
Okay.
Oh.
Even better. Were you 5 at the time that this happened?
No.
I was
weren't. Probably 47.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't think we need to dig into Riggle's son's misdeeds as a 5-year-old.
Hey, we're all human, right? We're all just the same.
I mean, technically,
yeah.
Are we not all the same?
We're all the same.
What's the difference?
Okay. All right. You're right. Hey, do you mind? Is this a good time to talk about the back of your head?
It's the best time.
Okay. So friends and followers and listeners and people who enjoy Riggle's picks, Darren is cutting edge. We all know it.
Right on the precipice.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Dangerous, razor's edge constantly. So the D-Man was just down in Australia taking care of business like he does and doing his music and having a good time. He comes back, and I noticed right away.
I didn't say anything on purpose.
You didn't say anything, but I noticed right away you had some new ink.
I do.
And it's on the back of your head.
It is.
And it looked like wings or flags? I need to look at it again because I only got a quick glance at it. There it is, friends. There it is. Did you notice this?
Yes, I did.
Claire?
I was looking at the front of his face.
Okay. So as I look at him, I'm going to say it. It looks like angel wings, but I hope it's a good angel and not the dark angel.
Well, okay.
All right.
They're not angel wings.
Okay. Break it down for me.
They're-
And if it's too personal, you don't have to share, but
It's actually not personal enough to be engaging.
oh,
So I have a lot of tattoos.
yes.
A lot.
Okay.
And I think people get tattoos of things that mean something to them.
Sure.
And and
That's what I would assume.
I started doing that.
Yeah.
And when I started, I was like, oh, this means that. This means that. Symbolism, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, I've run out of things that interest me. And I'm like, so I will say this, and
Is there an addiction?
I wouldn't call it an addiction.
Because I've heard that.
I know, me too.
Yeah, okay.
I love having the tattoos. I love the way they look. I really do.
Okay.
And I don't think they look great on everybody. And I
Right.
think that people do tattoos. I mean, I probably have tattoos that are lame, but I like how they look. So I was in Melbourne. I was at my buddy Pete. He owns a shop called Man's Ruin Tattoo in Melbourne. If you ever make it there, go. His lovely bride Lydia tattoos as well.
Okay.
So me and my girl, she was getting tattooed by Lydia. I was getting tattooed by Pete.
Okay.
We talked about getting the same tattoo.
Yeah.
But then we got there and we had a shot of tequila. And I saw this.
Does that help with the pain?
No. We did it. It was more
Just a celebratory.
ceremonious. Yeah.
Celebratory.
Yeah, just like, hey, we're all
Yep.
together. I hadn't seen Pete in a long time.
Okay.
So it was just for that.
Yeah.
And we were gonna get the same tattoo. What do you want to get? What do we want to get? Where do you want to get it? And I don't have a lot of room left. She's got quite a bit of room, but for her, I like when the tattoo's strategically placed because, she's really pretty. So
Yeah.
I don't want to,
Yeah. Don't mess up the good thing.
yeah. So we couldn't find something that we both wanted. She wanted to get a B, and I looked at Pete's arm and he had these wings. I go, dude, wings. He goes, you want to do wings? I go, let's do wings. And he goes, where? And I go, my head. And he goes, let's do it. So he started drawing.
That's gotta hurt. That's a sensitive spot, man.
Yeah, I'll turn around.
Yeah. So okay. So I'm sorry. It looks like it's a sensitive spot.
It's
Because there's places that are more sensitive than others.
No doubt. So the head isn't fun. It's not psycho misery. What psycho misery is, I'll show you, is when you get into the joints, like here, this ditch, like in here, inside the elbows, near and around the wrists, back of the hands, nightmare.
Is it because there's a lot of nerve in it?
Yes, I think it just seems like this is where they collect and bundle.
Yeah.
It's like if you ask anybody, here and behind the knees are two of the most painful places you can get tattooed.
Oh, God.
And in the pit because it's so sensitive. But the head, it was not fun, but it was tolerable.
So I'm very curious about this. I'm not. I don't. I haven't
Ask
done
away.
this. But like the pain level.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing if it's sharp pain. But it seems like it's tolerable pain, but it's over a long period of time.
It's
so
relentless.
even though they say it's tolerable, well, it hurts, and you're like, this isn't comfortable. But when you're talking about this isn't comfortable for an hour, that's different.
It's a different thing. This one took about an hour and a half to do, and when they go over and over, it's like they open up a cut, and then they go in it again.
Do you go numb? Do you take a mind vacation? How do you escape that?
I think for me, I sort of I have
Zone
to
out?
remind myself to breathe through it and kind of like just get through it. I know tattoo guys and clients who they'll have conversations. I'm not opposed to using the numbing cream either. I feel like I've earned it because most of my tattoos are raw dog.
Yeah.
But this one I didn't use any numbing cream, and I can't really have a long conversation while I'm getting drilled on.
Yeah, you just want to focus.
Yeah, you want to just get through it, and that's part of getting the tattoos is if everybody could just do it,
Yeah.
they would. And I'm at that point now where I have to do just the stomach, the butt cheeks, and that's kind of it. I'm going to redo my neck because I want it all bright. But
I don't understand redo. What does redo mean? How do you redo? That's solid ink around your
it's
neck.
solid, but I'm going to cover up. I'm going to go over it with brighter, fresher ink pictures that are going to be sort of like, you know how these wings are here?
Yeah.
I want big, giant, like death moth wings on my back. It's gonna get gnarly. It's gonna be gnarly. But no face.
Yep.
Not doing the face.
Yep.
And that's really it.
Darren, have you ever considered tattooing, shoes onto your feet? Just in
Wow.
case.
That's a low
No,
blow.
Gary.
That's a low blow,
Because
Gary.
then I would be wearing 2 pairs of shoes because I have my shoes, Gary.
Well, not all the time.
Okay. Look, he made a mistake. He lost his shoes.
I lost my shoes.
And I got no judgment on that.
Thanks, Rob.
I got no judgment on
Appreciate that.
that.
Claire?
She's got judgment.
It's a hard group out there. You know that. Tough group.
I appreciate it here.
Yeah.
I like this.
I like to keep it because
All right.
that's a silly little mistake. That's no big whoop.
Well, dude, you know what? We need to wrap this up.
Oh, all right.
We're getting the high sign, and
Well, I really appreciate introducing me to your friend
Dude.
Ernie. He's a sweet guy,
Wonderful.
a good guy. He's doing good things, and he's got a hell of a collection, and something to aspire to. I always like meeting entrepreneurs and business people that show you it can be done.
yep.
So that's inspirational. 2, thanks for talking about your tats.
Dude, thanks for
I
asking.
think people are interested in it. I'm always interested in that world. I don't know it. I wish I had the cojones to, go out and get 1 or 2. I'm just not there.
Yeah.
But it's always fascinating to hear from someone who's really done it and done it well. So
Thank you. I think one of our new episodes is going to be you and I going and getting a little tattoo together. We should take it on location, but we are getting hard wrap up from Gary. You're so aggressive today, Gary.
he's too aggressive.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been Riggle's Picks. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Rob Riggle.
I'm Darren Leader.
Five.